So thanks everybody for being here. Thank you for taking the time, for being with yourself, most importantly, taking this time to do something for you. And thank you for taking the time for being here with me and being here with other people who are joining us here on Zoom and Facebook and Instagram. It's nice to know that there are other people who just want to find a space and time to sit. And it's funny, but I was reminded just this morning about the importance of my own practice. So before I sit with everybody during these sessions, I meditate myself. I do get a lot out of these sessions, and it's really nice to guide, but I still need to just have time on my own, just in silence. And it reminded me the importance of forgiveness today. Forgiveness is an interesting concept, stripping away all of the religious aspects of forgiveness. When we are left being hurt by another person, really what we're left with is the pain, and when we hold on to something, like we hold on to a sense of anger or injustice towards another person, it's almost like it's a double-sided spear. We want to lash out at the other person with the spear, but when they're not there or when we can't, we withdraw and we actually pierce our own flesh with the spear. We bring this immense pain into ourselves, and actually, as that person is no longer in eyesight or we're not in contact with them, we're left with the spear kind of buried deep inside us. So we're left with all of the pain, really. So by holding, we're left with that continuous element of pain. And I think, forgiveness, which is something I've deployed this morning in my own session, allows us to move away from that sense of injustice or annoyance or anger. And, I needed to find forgiveness for a friend who I need to just let go of some things that have happened, because it just doesn't serve me. It doesn't bring me any health or happiness in any way, shape, or form. And often when we try and move towards forgiveness, it can be helpful to actually visualize that person, to see them, and to think about the fact that they don't really have a great intention for what they actually did to you. And, whatever way you feel or believe about religion, the one thing we know is that Jesus Christ was a real human. And the one thing that I really always like that he said was, when he was on the cross, and he's been quoted in several Gospels in this, he says, forgive them, Father, for they do not know what they're doing. And when we need to find that sense of forgiveness for people in our lives, if we can connect into that and actually say, I forgive you because you don't really see what you're doing. And there's no point in me trying to explain to you what you're doing because you won't get it. So by the forgiveness, it's the removal of the spear and it's the moving on. And a constant practice of meditation allows you to find that. It's a very difficult thing to find, but you can do it. And that's why, for those of you who are new to the practice, or maybe have been with me for the last however many weeks we've been doing this, I can only but advise that if you can, sustain the practice, because it will serve you so well for the rest of your life. So without further ado, we shall start. And as usual, I'll sound the bell to start our practice. And again, I'll sound a bell to conclude. So just adjusting yourself and your posture now so that you're in a position to be able to sit for the next 22 minutes. And if it feels comfortable, you can close your eyes. So, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, friends, and thank you for taking the time to be here with yourself and then with others within this small community of like-minded beings who want to take time, take shelter, and slow down the pace of life a little, even just for these brief few moments. So as we sit here or lie, maybe just taking this moment just to adjust the posture a little, maybe turning the hands out and up to the ceiling if that feels comfortable. Just allows for that open rotation of the shoulders and the chest. Just signifies our willingness to be open for this practice. Maybe now just noticing the contact points of the body on the chair or the floor. Just maybe scanning from the head down to the shoulders, upper back, mid back, lower back, buttocks, and the legs. Just noticing the contact points as you sit here or lie here this morning, this afternoon, or this evening, whatever time it is for you now. Maybe now just bringing the attention and the awareness just to the breath. Just noticing the breath and bringing a sense of our capacity to just increase the depth of the breath, just to help the body navigate across to the rest and recovery state. So when you're ready, we're just going to take in a nice long inhale. We'll do the 5 to 8 breath this morning, or this afternoon, or this evening, whatever time it is for you. So when you're ready, let's take a breath in, counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold your breath for 2 seconds. 1, 2. Exhaling slowly. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Once again, taking a breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath. 1, 2. Exhaling slowly. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, when you're ready, taking a nice deep inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding that breath for 1, 2. And exhaling slowly. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now allowing the breath to return to its natural rhythm. Now just bringing the attention and the awareness just up to the head. We start with the brow and the forehead, and just now with a beginner's mind, as if this is the first time you've brought your awareness and your attention to this part of the body. Just noticing what's here when you rest your attention on the forehead and the brows. This area can often be like the rings on a tree. It holds so much history. But the history here is often the tension, the angst, the anger, the dismay, the hurt. So what's here when you bring your attention and your awareness to the eyebrows and the forehead? Tightness, tension, or maybe no sensation, but just noticing what's here. Maybe just bringing now a sense of softening to this part of the face, the eyebrows. Maybe the eyebrows just dropping down a bit, but a softening in the forehead. As you're breathing in the life and energy, and as you breathe out, just a softening and a letting go. Letting go and a softening. And now bringing the attention and awareness down from the eyebrows and the forehead to the mouth. Slight different posture for the mouth. Just first allowing the tongue to touch the top of the palate, the upper palate. While the tongue is touching the upper palate, just create this sense of a smile. It's lifting the sides of the mouth into a smile. As you lift the sides of the mouth into a smile, just take a nice deep breath in this position. The tongue at the top of the palate. Nice deep breath in, energy and prana. Breathing out with a smile. Again with the tongue at the top, at the upper palate. Breathing in again, raising a smile, even if it's a mechanical one. Just raise the smile and take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh calls this happy yoga. Just gently alerting the body to the point of smile, the intention to be here for ourselves. Time to step away from clock time, time to just simply move to a sense of being. Stepping away from our incessant need to be doing all the time. Maybe now just allowing the tongue to drop down to the back of the mouth and just rest. Now moving the attention and the awareness down to the shoulders. Just noticing what's here in the shoulders for you as you arrive at this point. You may like to just give some gentle, very slow motion like movements to the shoulders, maybe just manipulating the left first, a slight rotation, and then the right. Just noticing the tightness or the tension or any pain that might exist here in this part of the body. And even moving towards that point of pain or tension, moving your attention towards it. And then bringing the breath, the inhale, taking in that life force and energy breath. And on the exhale, we're just softening the shoulders, letting go. Once again, bringing in the inhale, softening of the shoulders and letting go, letting go, letting go. Now moving from the shoulders down the arms, down the biceps and the elbows. Maybe just resting here with the biceps and the elbows and just noticing what's here. How do the arms feel? Many of us taking time to do some additional yoga or Pilates at home. Can often bring physical tightness or tension. Just checking in with the arms and just noticing what's here. Moving down from the arms, along the wrists and into the hands. Just noticing the hands and fingers. Maybe just bringing the capacity to notice the hands from the inside out. Sensing into the movement in the hands, the joints, the tendons, the blood flow. So bring our attention here. We can often feel a lot of movement happening from the hands from the inside out. Remembering that the mind will wander throughout your meditation time. So it's just an opportunity to reach out the hand of compassion to that wandering mind. It's gone off to worry and plan and strive and think and overthink. Just guide it gently back here to this moment. Our attention resting in the hands and the fingers. Noticing what's here, what sensations are here within the hands and the fingers. A tingling, a sense of energy. Can often feel like we are holding energy when the hands are rested and sitting, facing the ceiling. Almost becomes a literal sense of energy resting here. A sign of our immense capacity as humans. Now just softening the hands. Just a sense of letting go a little from the hands. Moving from that one place of energy to another, the heart. Just bringing the attention and awareness to the heart. This area of the body has more capacity than we ever really give it credit for. As we rest here in the heart, and we're taking this time to shelter from the storm that is life at times, especially now in these difficult circumstances. It can be valuable to sit for a moment and just connect to the heart, and maybe just call to mind a previous difficult period of your life that arrived, and maybe it felt overwhelming when it arrived. But just noticing that as time passed, you moved through it. And as time passed further, it became easier, manageable. So maybe now just calling to mind that difficult time through the connection of the heart, and just noticing your capacity back then to move through it. Be noticing how overwhelming it felt at the time, but you got through it. Now, if it feels comfortable, you can just place a hand on your heart. With your hand on your heart and remembering the capacity that you had to get through that difficult time. You may just bring yourself to this moment, to the noticing of the hand on the heart and the awareness of the challenges that life brings right now. Maybe now just say to yourself, I can do this. I can do this. In fact, I know I will do this. I know I will do this. Just like other difficult times in my life, this too will pass. Just like other difficult times in my life, this too will pass. Now, just bringing a sense of gratitude to yourself for taking the time and having the capacity to be here. Taking a deep breath in and breathing out slowly. Just connecting to the fingers and the toes with a gentle wiggle. When you're ready, we can open the eyes. So, namaste. Thank you for being here. So, two very important lessons that I've learned in my life. One is forgiveness, as we said at the start, and then the second one, within Buddhism, we always believe this too will pass. It's become a saying now that the world is saying, but it's a very important understanding that everything passes. And sometimes we don't have to strive or fight or do anything. Just the fact that we can sit and allow time to pass, then the issues pass too. But you've already been through a lot in your life, and you've got a great capacity to do much more. So it's important to remember that. We're all divine beings with an immense capacity to do way much more than we ever give ourselves credit for. So thank you. I wish you well for this Friday, whatever time it is for you. And thank you for taking the time for being here.